The geography of the United States is a story written on an immense canvas, a land so vast and varied that it contains within its borders nearly every major physical landscape found on Earth. From frozen Arctic tundra to tropical wetlands, from endless plains to towering mountain chains, the United States stretches across a continent and beyond, shaped by time, climate, water, and stone. To understand the United States is to understand its geography, because the land itself has guided settlement, economic development, cultural differences, political power, and even the nation's identity. The United States is located primarily in North America, bordered by Canada to the north and Mexico to the south, with the Atlantic Ocean to the east and the Pacific Ocean to the west. In addition to the contiguous 48 states, the country includes Alaska, an immense and sparsely populated region in the far northwest of the continent, and Hawaii, an island chain located in the central Pacific Ocean. These non-contiguous states dramatically expand the geographic range of the nation, making the United States one of the most geographically diverse countries in the world. The story of American geography begins in the east, along the Atlantic coast, where European settlers first established permanent colonies. This region is defined by relatively gentle landscapes compared to the rest of the country. The Atlantic coastal plain stretches from New England in the north to Florida in the south. In the north, the coastline is rugged and rocky, shaped by ancient glaciers that carve deep bays and harbors, particularly in New England. These natural harbors played a crucial role in the early development of trade, shipbuilding, and maritime culture. Farther south, the coastline becomes flatter and sandier, forming barrier islands, wetlands, and marshes that protect the mainland from storms but also create fragile ecosystems. Just inland from the coastal plain lies the Appalachian Mountain Range, one of the oldest mountain systems on Earth. Unlike the sharp, jagged peaks of younger mountain ranges, the Appalachians are rounded and heavily eroded, shaped by hundreds of millions of years of weathering. Stretching from eastern Canada through the eastern United States and into Alabama, these mountains once formed a major barrier to westward expansion. Dense forests covered their slopes, providing timber and wildlife, while rich coal deposits beneath the surface would later fuel American industrialization. The Appalachian region has long been associated with mining, rural communities, and a distinct cultural identity shaped by relative isolation. West of the Appalachian Mountains lies a vast interior region that forms the heart of the continent, the interior plains. This enormous area includes the central lowlands and the Great Plains, stretching from the Mississippi River westward toward the Rocky Mountains. The land here is generally flat or gently rolling, making it ideal for agriculture. Over thousands of years, rivers deposited rich sediments, creating some of the most fertile soil in the world. This region became the agricultural backbone of the United States, producing massive quantities of corn, wheat, soybeans, and other crops. The Mississippi River system dominates this central region and represents one of the most important geographic features in the country. Flowing from its source in northern Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico, the Mississippi River and its countless tributaries drain nearly half of the continental United States. Rivers such as the Missouri, Ohio, Arkansas, and Tennessee connect distant regions, forming a vast natural transportation network. Before the development of railroads and highways, these waterways served as the primary arteries of trade and communication, allowing goods and people to move efficiently across great distances. Cities like St. Louis, Memphis, and New Orleans grew and prospered because of their strategic locations along these rivers. As one moves farther west, the flat interior plains gradually rise into the Great Plains, a region characterized by wide open spaces, long horizons, and dramatic skies. Often referred to as America's breadbasket, the Great Plains extend from Texas in the south to the Canadian border in the north. Rainfall decreases as one travels westward across this region, creating a transition from farmland to grassland. Historically, this area was home to vast herds of bison and indigenous nations who adapted their cultures to the open plains. Later, settlers transformed the land into one of the world's most productive agricultural zones, though not without environmental challenges such as droughts and soil erosion, most famously during the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. Rising abruptly from the plains are the Rocky Mountains, a massive and relatively young mountain range that stretches from Canada through the western United States and into Mexico. The Rockies form the continental divide, determining the direction in which rivers flow. Water falling on the eastern slopes generally flows toward the Atlantic Ocean, while water on the western slopes flows toward the Pacific. These mountains are rugged and dramatic, featuring sharp peaks, deep valleys, and alpine environments. The Rockies have long served as both a barrier and a destination, influencing migration patterns, settlement routes, and economic development. Beyond the Rocky Mountains lies a region of extraordinary complexity and contrast known as the Intermountain West. This area includes plateaus, basins, deserts, and canyonlands shaped by tectonic activity and erosion. One of the most striking features of this region is the Colorado Plateau, a high, relatively flat area carved by rivers into dramatic landscapes. The Grand Canyon, cut by the Colorado River over millions of years, stands as one of the most iconic natural landmarks in the world. Its immense size and exposed rock layers provide a visible record of Earth's geological history. To the west of the Colorado Plateau lies the Basin and Range Province, characterized by alternating mountain ranges and desert basins. This region includes some of the driest areas in North America, such as the Mojave Desert and the Great Basin. Despite its harsh climate, this land has played a crucial role in American history, from mining booms to modern urban development in cities like Las Vegas and Phoenix. Water scarcity remains a defining challenge here, shaping settlement patterns and driving large-scale engineering projects such as dams and aqueducts. Continuing westward, the land rises again into another major mountain system, the Sierra Nevada and the Cascade Range. The Sierra Nevada, located primarily in California, contains some of the highest peaks in the contiguous United States, including Mount Whitney. These mountains act as a climatic barrier, blocking moist air from the Pacific Ocean and creating rain shadows that contribute to the arid conditions east of the range. The western slopes, however, receive significant precipitation, supporting dense forests, including the giant sequoias, some of the largest and oldest living organisms on Earth. The Cascade Range, stretching from northern California through Oregon and Washington and into Canada, is a volcanic mountain chain formed by tectonic activity along the Pacific Plate. Volcanoes such as Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, and Mount Hood remind us that the land here is still geologically active. The Pacific Northwest region, influenced by moist ocean air, is known for its lush forests, abundant rainfall, and dramatic coastal landscapes. The Pacific coast itself is a land of contrasts. In California, the coastline features rugged cliffs, sandy beaches, and fertile valleys such as the Central Valley, one of the most productive agricultural regions in the world. The San Andreas Fault, a major tectonic boundary, runs through much of the state, making earthquakes a constant geological reality. Farther north, the coastline becomes more rugged and forested, with deep fjord-like inlets in Washington and Alaska carved by ancient glaciers. Alaska represents an entirely different geographic world. It is the largest state in the United States by far, yet one of the least populated. Alaska contains vast wilderness areas, towering mountain ranges such as the Alaska Range, and North America's highest peak, Denali. Much of the state lies in subarctic or Arctic climate zones, with long, harsh winters and short summers. Glaciers, permafrost, and tundra dominate the landscape, while rich natural resources such as oil, gas, and minerals have shaped its modern economy. Alaska's geography creates extreme isolation for many communities, making transportation and infrastructure uniquely challenging. Thousands of miles to the south and west lies Hawaii, a chain of volcanic islands rising from the Pacific Ocean. Unlike the rest of the United States, Hawaii's geography is entirely shaped by volcanic activity. Each island represents a different stage of geological development, from older, eroded islands to younger ones with active volcanoes. The climate is tropical, with warm temperatures year-round and dramatic variations in rainfall depending on elevation and exposure to trade winds. Hawaii's isolated location has resulted in unique ecosystems, with many plant and animal species found nowhere else on Earth. Climate across the United States varies dramatically, influenced by latitude, elevation, proximity to oceans, and atmospheric patterns. The southeastern United States experiences humid subtropical conditions, with hot summers and mild winters. The Midwest has a continental climate, marked by hot summers, cold winters, and dramatic seasonal changes. The Southwest is dominated by arid and semi-arid climates, while the Pacific coast enjoys milder temperatures moderated by the ocean. Alaska and parts of the northern interior experience polar and subpolar climates, while Hawaii remains tropical. Natural hazards are another defining aspect of American geography. Hurricanes form over warm Atlantic waters and can devastate coastal regions. Tornadoes frequently strike the central United States, particularly in an area known as Tornado Alley. Earthquakes and volcanic activity affect the western states, while wildfires have become an increasing threat in dry regions. These hazards are not separate from geography. They are direct expressions of the land, climate, and geological forces at work. The geography of the United States has shaped the nation's development in profound ways. Fertile soils supported agriculture, rivers enabled trade, mountains influenced migration routes, and coastlines opened the nation to global commerce. Regional identities, economic systems, and cultural traditions all reflect the landscapes in which they developed. From the forests of New England to the deserts of the Southwest, from the plains of the Midwest to the mountains of the West, the land has continuously shaped the American experience. In understanding the geography of the United States, one begins to see the nation not as a single uniform place, but as a vast mosaic of environments, each with its own challenges, opportunities, and histories. This immense diversity is not just a backdrop to American history, it is one of its driving forces, a powerful reminder that the story of the United States is inseparable from the land on which it unfolds.